As you step into this ultimate phase of storytelling awareness, a deeper truth begins to settle in that the most powerful stories are not built to impress, they are built to connect. And connection itself is not created through perfection, but through recognition. That quiet moment when a viewer feels, this understands me. And that feeling cannot be manufactured through technique alone. It comes from a level of observation and honesty where you are no longer trying to appear compelling, but instead trying to express something real, something that reflects how people actually think, feel, hesitate, and react beneath the surface of their everyday lives. At this point, your focus naturally shifts from performance to perception, where instead of asking how dramatic or cinematic your story feels, you begin asking how accurately it mirrors human behavior, because the closer your storytelling aligns with real emotional patterns, the more effortlessly it resonates. And this alignment is what gives your narrative a sense of authenticity that viewers can feel even if they cannot articulate why. You start to notice that the smallest behavioral details carry the greatest weight. The pause before someone responds, the way uncertainty shows up not in words but in silence, the subtle contradictions between what a person says and what they actually feel. And when these details are woven into your storytelling, they create a level of realism that draws the audience in without needing to rely on exaggerated drama. And as your awareness of these details grows, your storytelling becomes more observational than performative, more about revealing than presenting, because you are no longer trying to tell the audience what is happening. You are allowing them to witness it in a way that feels natural, almost as if they are discovering the story rather than being guided through it. This shift is incredibly powerful because it creates a sense of intimacy where the audience feels close to the narrative, close to the emotions within it, and this closeness increases engagement in a way that no external effect or technique can replicate, because people are naturally drawn to experiences that feel personal and genuine. At the same time, you begin to understand that storytelling is not just about the content itself, but about timing, about knowing when to release a story, how it fits within the current emotional climate of your audience, and how its themes align with what people are already thinking and feeling in that moment. This awareness allows you to create stories that feel relevant, not because they follow trends, but because they tap into emotions that are already present within your audience, making your content feel timely and meaningful without needing to rely on external validation. As your storytelling continues to evolve, you also become more comfortable with subtlety, recognizing that not every idea needs to be fully explained, that sometimes leaving space for interpretation creates a more engaging and memorable experience, because it invites the audience to participate in the story rather than simply consume it. This participation transforms the relationship between you and your audience, turning your content into a shared space where meaning is not just delivered, but co-created, where viewers bring their own perspectives and experiences into the narrative, enriching it in ways that go beyond your original intention. And this co-creation is what gives your storytelling depth, because it allows a single story to hold multiple meanings, to resonate differently with different people, and to remain relevant across a wide range of contexts and experiences. At this level, even your approach to structure becomes more fluid, because while you still understand the importance of hooks, tension, and resolution, you are no longer confined by rigid formulas, instead using them as flexible tools that adapt to the needs of each individual story. This flexibility allows your storytelling to feel more organic, more responsive, as if it is unfolding naturally rather than being constructed step by step, and this sense of natural flow enhances immersion, making the experience more engaging and more believable. As you move toward the final moments of your narrative, your focus shifts once again, this time toward impact, not just in terms of emotion, but in terms of reflection, asking yourself what the audience will carry with them after the story ends. What thought or feeling will remain once the visuals fade? This question shapes how you conclude your story, guiding you to create an ending that does not simply close the narrative, but extends it, leaving behind a sense of meaning that continues to unfold within the viewer's mind. And this extension is what transforms your storytelling from a temporary experience into a lasting one, because it allows the story to exist beyond its original form, living on in the thoughts, conversations, and interpretations of those who experienced it. At the same time, you begin to recognize that impact does not always need to be loud or dramatic, that sometimes the most powerful endings are the quiet ones, the ones that leave a subtle but persistent impression, something that the audience may not fully process immediately, but that grows clearer and more meaningful over time. This kind of impact is often more valuable because it encourages repeated engagement, prompting viewers to revisit the story, to reconsider its meaning, and to share it with others as their understanding deepens. And as this cycle continues, your storytelling gains momentum, not through forced promotion, but through genuine resonance, spreading organically as people connect with it and feel compelled to pass it on. Ultimately, what you come to understand is that storytelling at its highest level is not about control, but about connection, not about directing the audience, but about meeting them where they are and guiding them somewhere meaningful. And when you achieve that, your stories no longer feel like content. They feel like experiences, like reflections, like something that matters. And when your storytelling reaches that point, it becomes more than just a creative skill. It becomes a form of influence, a way of shaping how people see, feel, and understand the world. And that is the true power of storytelling, not just to entertain, but to connect, to reflect, and to leave something behind that continues to exist long after the story itself has ended.